The more languages you speak, the more opportunities will be open to you. And that was the advice of a previous guest, Ambassador Jacinth Henry Martin. Well, 14 young people on Nevis rose to the challenge of learning a new language and can now speak Mandarin. They also made history by being the first in the Federation to pass a locally administered test of Chinese as a foreign language, the TOCFL. Here to tell us about that is their tutor, Chen, who came to us through International Cooperation and Development Fund, the ICDF. Welcome to Good Morning SKN, Chen. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Well, I should also say welcome to St. Kitts and Nevis. 2 years late though, because you moved here in 2020.
Yeah, almost 2 years late, but yeah, I enjoy a lot in St. Kitts and Nevis.
All right. So how did you come to be here?
How? Because there's a Mandarin need in Nevis, and I was like, oh, it's an interesting place. Like, actually, I learned English for 10, 15 years, but I never use it in my actual life. I just learned it in a lesson like that. After coming to St. Kitts and Nevis, I can really use it, like talking to local people in English. So I think it's a good opportunity for me to teach a new student, because my last stop was in Japan. So those are Japanese students, no speak any English at all. So yeah.
Okay. I have to say, I love your accent in speaking. You're obviously very fluent. You've been speaking for quite a while.
Thank you.
So, in what month in 2020 did you move to St. Kitts?
I reached in 27th of September.
Okay, so after the pandemic could have been in swing.
A little bit after, but I still experienced a little tiny bit of the pandemic.
So how did you find integrating during the pandemic into Nevis?
I think it's fine, because in Taiwan, actually, people take the COVID thing more seriously. So it's like people just whenever they're contacting people, they know the distance. They just like bomb like into the distance, like kind of thing. So yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. So was this your first time teaching Mandarin to English-speaking students?
September 2020. After coming here to English-speaking students.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
How many students have you had since you've been here?
Since I've been here, I think more than 100.
100?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for that, because we have more bilingual people because of you.
That's my pleasure. That's really my pleasure.
So what age ranges do you teach Mandarin to in Nevis?
So my mission in the initial mission is that to teach in the secondary schools. So in Charlestown Secondary School, CSS, Charlestown Secondary School, and Nevis International Secondary School. And at the beginning of this year, I started teaching the adult Mandarin lessons. So people who are interested, like Jamie, always welcome to join.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I might take you up on that if I have time.
No
All
problem.
right, so let's talk about the test, the TOCFL, the test of Chinese foreign language. It's a test taken internationally. What can you tell us about the application of the test? Like, why is it important?
It's important because it's in language, and if you just say that, oh, I can speak Mandarin, who knows? You can just say ni hao, period, nothing more like that. So if you take this test, you'll have a proficiency, you'll have a certificate after taking this test. So people will know that, oh, you are not only just saying ni hao, which is hello. You know a lot of different more things that you can say, that things you like, and maybe you can deal with some job related things like that. So this test is as important as other language.
You teaching the students Mandarin in Nevis.
Yes.
We have students that go to Taiwan to study. Is this a preparation stage for them so that when they go to Taiwan, they can just integrate and go straight into studying without that year or two that they take to learn the language of Mandarin?
Actually, this is quite a good idea. I mean, it's just 2 years, and my main students are maybe just second form, third form. You need to wait until maybe 5 or lots of years after that. We can see if it's really happened. If it's really happened, I would be really glad, because they know Taiwan beforehand. Because before I came here, I realized that people go to Taiwan without any language ability, and they have limited knowledge about Taiwan. But after I come here, and I also started giving the brief introduction to Taiwan, to Mandarin, to the students who are going to Taiwan get the scholarship. So they kind of like know a little bit about Taiwan, will not receive that much culture shock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have to tell you, I have a cousin studying in Taiwan. He's been there for about 3 years.
Wow, that's
and
nice.
He's in love with the place. He doesn't ever want to come back. He says he's at home.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
So I want
happy to hear that.
Yeah, it is. I love the cultural exchanges. I think there's a lot of merit in that. And back to your students specifically, 17 students took the test that we know of. For those, well, what was the pass rate like? Let's talk about that. Did all of them succeed?
One more time, please.
Sure. Did they pass it? Did they get good grades?
Yes. Most of them get the good grades, and actually all of them passed the novice level. So they work hard, and also like we have a lot of more extra lessons before the test. So so this thing could happen.
And for those who didn't pass, they can take the test again.
They can take the test again because this is the first year I hold the TOCFL test. So this is just a pilot test. Next year, I'm going to hold an official one, means that after they take it, they will have a certificate to show that I can not only speak ni hao, I can speak something more
I can
like
say
that.
something else.
Yeah.
Right. One more question for you. You mentioned a novice level. You said they reached novice. What are the other levels that you are looking at?
Other levels are like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. A1 is the basic one. C2 is the advanced one. Okay. It's also like some other language like Spanish, French. They also follow the content called CEFR. Okay. Like it's the same level, like A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, like that. So they still have a lot to go, not only in novice level.
Okay. Nice.
Well, you're here to help us, so that's great. You're here to help them.
Indeed. Wow.
All right, so you talked about why someone should learn Mandarin. I think in looking at you, you work for an international organization as well. Is that what it is? You came to us as part of the ICDF.
Yes.
So if we're talking about career choices, not just cultural immersion, being able to integrate in other cultures, but also employment opportunities. That's one of the benefits of this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so someone that speaks Mandarin, would they have the opportunity to work closely with officials like yourself that comes into the federation that don't speak any English, or do you have to know to speak English to come to St. Kitts?
You mean for applying my job like that?
No. So you're teaching Mandarin.
Yes.
And they're learning Mandarin.
Yes.
So if your country was to send someone like you, again, that doesn't speak English, you teaching them Mandarin would be able to help that person integrate into society until they learn to speak English.
Oh, okay. I have experience on that because I don't speak Japanese. But that's just surviving Japan for 2 years. So I believe it works. It's just that, you know, if knowing the language, you can communicate with the local people more and people will know you more, and then you can like get more people will know about you because these islands that if people know you and everything, it's like easier to do. So I believe language is a thing, but it's not really necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are now joined by her students, Malia Trotman and Kalliya Isaac. Malia and Kalliya, we have a clip of you speaking Mandarin at the opening of the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park at the Pennies. So let's take a look.
我们从今年1月开始学中文，说的还不太流利，请多指教。We started learning Mandarin in January of this year. We are still not fluent, however, we are improving. 中文有1年级，现在中文，在说话和公园所说的让这门艺术出色，我的感受特别深。 There's a saying in Chinese, you reap what you sow. Seeing the park established from an empty lot, this beautiful scenery gives me a profound feeling of gratitude. 这里的每一棵树，每一块砖，都是所有人的期待。我相信公园的未来不只是一个公园，更是让我们世界各地旅客建立友谊的桥梁。 The expectation of everyone living in this country. I believe that the 汪人有才两国关系发展有显著的意义，两国互相合作40年，两国人民的友好珍贵情谊，在未来的今天也都会持续下来。我们从今年1月开始使中文说。
Is a great job. Great job. You both did well. You represented Nevis well at the opening of the Malcolm Gishad Center. So what was the first thing you learned to say in Mandarin, and can you also write Mandarin?
Yes, well, I'd say the first thing I learned was May, which means beautiful.
Okay.
Miss Chen had a session with my school where we learned calligraphy, and that's what she taught me.
Okay. And Kalliya?
From what I remember, the first thing we learned was like the simple phrase is like, hi, bye, good morning, good night, yes.
Okay. Nice. And the second part of the question, can you ladies also write Mandarin?
Yes. We can.
Okay, lovely.
I am thoroughly impressed by both of you, the confidence that you exude. This is incredible that you are bilingual.
Yes.
At least bilingual, because you're speaking English, you're speaking Mandarin, and you can write it as well. What was the most difficult part of this experience for you both? Let's start with you, Kalliya.
Most difficult part of learning?
Yes.
Getting the tones right.
Okay, the tones.
The tones always matters.
Okay.
Lots of practice required? Oh, yeah. Malia, you're saying yes. What was the most difficult part for you?
For me, it would be the aspect of actually writing, since you have to remember the character itself and the tone, not the tones, but the strokes, like which way they go and everything. So the writing aspect was a little difficult, but I'm getting there.
All right, that's great. Is this typical, Chen?
Yeah, for English speakers, yes, because like Mandarin is a thing that if you see it, you have no idea how to pronounce it, but you might get a little bit of the meaning like that. So it's all about muscle training. You just have to write it every day like that.
So Malia and Kalliya, we will go with Malia first. Other than speaking with tourists, how do you think you will be able to practice this language that you would have learned?
Well, as you know, usually islands have Chinese restaurants or just stores in general. Like in town, they have Chinese stores. So I'd say going there and speaking it to them, and you can order or interact with them, ask about produce, that kind of thing. So that's
nice.
that way.
Nice. Kalliya?
I can use online apps practice with friends who are also learning Mandarin.
Lovely.
That's great. I'm jealous of you. I was telling Chen before that I was jealous of you, Malia, and you, Kalliya, because you're doing something that I always wanted to do. This is an enriching experience. I'm glad that you value it the way that you do, indeed. Having gone through this experience, would you encourage other young people and adults to learn Mandarin as well? And if so, why? Malia, let's take you. Yes, Malia. So would you encourage other people to learn, other young people to learn Mandarin? And if so, why?
Yes, I would definitely encourage everyone to learn Mandarin, because I believe that learning languages on a whole creates a bridge between cultures. So I believe that everyone is entitled to such an experience.
Kalliya?
Yes, because you can get the chance to become bilingual or a multilingual person, and you can communicate with tourists and you learn Mandarin.
So ladies, does any one of you intend to become a linguist? To learn other languages along with the Mandarin? Oh,
For sure.
Okay, and does any one of you plan to take a trip to Taiwan anytime soon or study in Taiwan?
I'd say so. It's very possible.
Oh, okay. Kalliya?
Yes.
I love the way you just use that. Okay, I'm working. I think you have to tell her. You have to ask the question again. Cortensia was asking if you want to be a linguist, Kalliya, or study in Taiwan, perhaps.
I don't
She's
know
still
what is a
thinking.
linguist.
Oh, she doesn't know what a
Oh,
linguist is.
someone that speaks a variety of languages. So I was asking if you're going to add more languages to your Mandarin, and if you have any intentions of visiting Taiwan soon or eventually studying in Taiwan.
Probably not soon.
Okay. Okay, got you.
I love that.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I asked Chen to do it already, but I'm going to ask you ladies to do it for me. We're on the show called Good Morning SKN. Is it possible to have you say Good Morning SKN in Mandarin? I think that'd be a great quote for us. Can you do that first? 1, 2, 3, go.
SKN.
Hey, that was lovely.
早安. Good morning.
Zhao An, SKN.
Zhao An, yes, the tone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
Zhao An. So it's Zhao An, SKN.
Right.
Okay.
早
All right,
安.
so we're going to ask you to do it one more time. Okay, one more time. So 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, you go. All right? 1, 2, 3, go.
Zhao An SKN.
All right. This has been so enriching. Yes.
One more thing, I realized Malia has an accent. So with your accent, it's Bajan, and Bajans normally sing. So did your accent help you with Mandarin? Was it a bit easier? She's like, no, we don't.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay. Alrighty. Because I find she sings more. It's like it's a bit smoother.
Actually, Malia is like interested in the Chinese speaking, Mandarin speaking dramas, so she kind of like immersed herself a lot by
Okay, the
herself
culture.
online, this and that.
Oh,
So maybe I think that helps.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.